your health. You need to know the status of your health. And the only way you're going to know the status of your health is get a physical. Your president, Barack Obama, put his whole political capital on the line for Obamacare. I got Obamacare. Ain't no way they going to put all these hospitals and urgent cares up there and something wrong with my chest, nigga. I'm going to go home, take a nap, and drink a ginger ale. Somebody going to see me. I'm just going to have to owe you. When Obamacare came out, nigga, I was on that shit. I filled it out, didn't even wait for a policy number. As soon as they said approval, nigga, I ran straight to the doctor. Like, what you here for, nigga? I want a full physical. They're like, who your provider? I wrote Obamacare. Because that nigga cares. And I got insurance. I want every test you got in this hospital from A to Z, nigga. Don't skip none of them. I want EKG, EGG, Pap smear, one of all, motherfucker. Hey, I want ultrasound, mammogram, phlebogram, larrygram, an 8-ball, that's a half a gram. I want all my grams, nigga. But health is wealth. You will not know the status of your health unless you get a physical. Every year for my birthday, that is my gift to myself. We still dying of illness they done already cured for. And it's the scary shit in the world, because certain people, you know something wrong with your body, but you don't go. See, me personally, I would hate for something be wrong with my damn body, and I never, ever do nothing about it. And then I just let it go and go, and then finally be rushed to the hospital, and doctor like, ooh, if you'd have got here 3 weeks ago, that shit was just in your ear. Where's that now? In your foot. How long I got? Tomorrow. It's the scary shit in the world. I get the Trump ain't got no cut. He ain't give a fuck. I knew he ain't had no cut when he told John McCain, you ain't no war hero. And they say, why? Because he got captured. I like soldiers that don't get caught. John McCain hated that motherfucker till the day he died. They say you don't supposed to take a grudge to your grave. John McCain like, fuck that shit. I'm gonna tell you something, if you down for Trump, against Trump, or even if you are Trump, you gotta look yourself in the mirror. You know you're a fucked up individual when a nigga don't want you at his funeral. They said John McCain's last words are like, tell that nigga not to come. They say, what about the repayment? If he come in the church, I'm gonna walk out the castle. Like, damn, he blocked that nigga like Facebook. You can say what you want to say about John McCain, but that motherfucker was a war hero. I'm telling you. That motherfucker was a prisoner of war, dog. He got shot behind enemy lines fucking with them Viet Cong niggas. They fucked John up. If you want to know what John McCain went through, all you got to do is watch the first Rambo. They pulled his nails out, put bamboo in his ass. When you see John McCain, that nigga was walking like this. He couldn't even salute. How you doing? Mm-hmm. Hey, fuck John up. But what made him a man's man? Do you know John McCain was being tortured for 5 years straight? He could have got out early because his father was an admiral. And they was going to do a prisoner swap, let him come home early because who his father was. He came down to the torture chamber and came to John McCain and said, look, we got some good news for you. You're going to be able to go home and be with your family. They released him and said, come on, John, you're going home. John McCain like, I'm not leaving. I said, what you mean? I'm not leaving unless you release all the other soldiers that's in here with me. They said, hell no, went back to whooping his ass. Ow. I was in the military. They showed us the tape. They said, this is the kind of prisoner of war you should be if you ever captured. I said, well, you might as well let me out. Because I'll never do that shit John did. Because if they come release me, I'm going to look at the rest of the soldiers like, I'll see you later. God has heard my prayer. Give me a letter, I give it to your family. But my black ass is getting on this helicopter. Somebody got to tell what these Pacquiaos done to us. And God has chose me. Won't he do it? Hey, this ain't no joke right here. I don't play with my air. My son just turned 18 years old. Best day of my life because he's one of the trios I have. I have 3 kids and he's the last. 18 years old, and that's a man that's in his 50s. When you see your kids get 18 years old, that is your chance for you to live your life. I tell my kids all the time, once you turn 18, our relationship has changed. How's that, Daddy? I said, let me explain. I am no longer the provider. I am the advisor. So when you got a problem now, nigga, I say, this what I would do if I was you. But you was raised right, nigga. Make good decisions. Close the door so me and your future stepmama can get busy. No, man, when your kids become an adult, it is your time to capture the things that you wanted to do, that you sacrificed by raising them. I tell people all the time, kids are the most expensive thing you will ever purchase, to ever have in your life, because they, at the maximum, they're dream killers. At the minimum, nigga, they're dream delayers. Because you done put what you wanted to do to facilitate their growth. And when they get 18, it's your time for you to do the things you need to do because you're in the fourth quarter of your life. But some of y'all don't. Y'all still be in your kids' lives when they're 18 as if they was an adolescent. And I don't blame most of y'all because y'all let these kids around here manipulate you. Because them kids sit down and throw that guilt on you. They've been in your life and seen some of the times when you was at your lowest point. And they throw that shit in your face. They also know that there's things that you wanted to do for them that you couldn't do for them, and you feel guilty about that, and they play that shit on you. And I'm telling you right now, from the bottom of my heart, fuck these kids. Don't you let these motherfuckers fuck with you. I tell you right now, if you did everything to the best of your ability to provide for your kids, you are a great-ass parent. Don't you let these little motherfuckers make you feel bad. Telling you right goddamn now. I wish one of my kids would tell me I'm not a great-ass father. I only got one question for him, period. If I'm not a great father, nigga, who are you comparing me to? Who this mythological black man you think gonna make the sacrifices I did and all this for you like I did? Take you to all these activities, go to your basketball game, be there for 3 hours, and your ass don't even get in the game. Me and you sitting on the bench. You could have FaceTime me this bullshit. Sitting over there like you assistant coach and shit. Since we comparing, you ain't a good ass child. Almost lost my job fucking with your ass. Fuck these kids. These ain't jokes. I had a time to spend time with my son and they make me learn that our kids are not built like us. My son don't have no swag, zero, nada, none. Told him the other day, let's ride, Clyde. This nigga like, who's Clyde, daddy? Get your ass in the car. I just want to know who Clyde is. Is he a friend of yours? No, nigga, you Clyde. My name Nathaniel. Open your mouth, let me swab you. You gotta understand, you can't raise your life is the most precious thing you got. Because life is short, man. We losing some good-ass people. Shit, we lost Cicely Tyson. 96 years old. Black people talking about too soon. Who knew? I said, I knew. When she got 88, I said, ooh, you better get your paperwork in order. Who knew? I knew. When she got 89, I said, the Lord looking for you. Who knew? I knew. When she got 92, I said, soon and very soon, you are going to see the King. Soon and very soon, you are going to see the King. When she got 94, I said, don't go to church. God gonna say it. When he see you there, he gonna say, since you're here, stay right here. I see some of y'all wanna laugh. Fuck y'all. You wanna laugh and celebrate when they make it to 96. That's when it's time to laugh and tell jokes. It ain't funny when you die at 26. And that's our fucking problem. I pay my respects all the time. The one that broke my heart was more than anything when we lost Aretha Franklin, the Queen of Soul. Try to pay my respect and watch the funeral, but that funeral was so long, nigga. I kept hollering at the TV, let her go. Supposed to be with the Lord. That funeral was so long, they turned off my cable. They said, this funeral done went through 2 billing cycles. They called me, why ain't you paying your cable bill? I said, I'm still at the funeral. Let her go. I never seen a pastor preach the whole Bible. This nigga didn't miss the scripture. I knew we were gonna be in there a long time because the nigga gonna come out talking about in the beginning. I said the beginning. What do Adam and Eve got to do with a funeral? Let her go. She supposed to be with the Lord. CNN was there. They was unplugging their shit. Come on, let's get the fuck out of here. We've been here for 3 weeks. Don Lemon supposed to be on TV right now. I kept hollering at the TV, let her go. I knew it was long when Aretha got up to change dresses. I'm gonna wear something different in the second half of the funeral. I said the second half? Who has a halftime at a funeral? Let her go. She's supposed to be with the Lord. That funeral was so long, nigga, they held her in Detroit so long. By the time she finally did make it to the pearly gates to get into heaven, an angel came to the door and said, God gone. You supposed to be here 3 weeks ago. He touched you on the 3rd, it's the 21st. I know you the queen, but he the king. You just can't have the Lord just waiting for you, Aretha. This is no kind of respect. You're gonna have to go to hell. Physical every year. This year was no different. Doctor came in. I said, how I'm doing, doc? He said, I got your lab result back. Everything is looking good. You just have one minor discrepancy. I said, what's that? He said, your PSA is high. I said, what's that? He said, that's an indicator of your prostate. You being a black man, prostate cancer is prevalent in your community. What I need you to do is go back and see the reception, make another appointment, come back. I'm going to do a prostate exam along with your physical. I'm running behind about a month and a half. I should be able to get to see you then. I'm like, fuck that nigga. We doing this shit today. I got Obamacare, nigga. Put that shit on the bill. Let's run that shit up before that Republican care comes. He said, you want to do it today? I said, yeah, I want to do it today. So I started rolling up my sleeves. Yeah, he laughed just like that. He said, nah, we don't do no prostate exam like that. I said, how you do it? He said, we do that with a rectum exam. I said, well, I don't think I got that on my Obamacare. I said, I don't think Barack could do that shit to me. He said, just go in the other room. It's a gown behind the door. Take your clothes off, put the gown on, and come on back out. We can do the procedure. I'm going to tell y'all right now, my people from D.C., I have been rich my whole life. And I'm not talking about monetarily. I'm talking about rich of the blessing of my God. Been on this earth 58 years. I have never spent a night in a hospital. I have never had no surgery. I ain't never had no broken bones other than this wrist right here riding that raglass bike my daddy gave me. So I don't know shit about no hospital. So when he told me go take my clothes off and put the gown on, I did it. And I put the motherfucker on. But it was too small, it wouldn't close. So I stuck my head behind the door and said, hey, doc, I need a bigger gown. This motherfucker ain't going over my stomach. He said, no, you got it on wrong. Turn it around. I said, I'll be damned. I know I'm wearing this gown right. Because if it's between my dick and my ass being out, my dick already understands. The ass is always covered. And every part of my body know that rule. If I only got one sock, fuck my foot. That motherfucker going down the crack of my ass. And if we doing a rectum exam, I know I'm wearing this gown right. Because you're going to have to lift this bitch and let me know this about to go down. I ain't just going to leave it open for you to come in there when you feel like it. I don't know what kind of, I don't know what kind of patience you be having with your head down, ass up. But I ain't that kind of patient. I need a head start, a warning, 10.